Fishaholic fam, happy 2025 and welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you're a first time viewer. My name is Rich and I am starting the new year off here in Aripeka, Florida on the kayak, and I'm gonna explore around this area that I've only fished one other time briefly a couple years ago. And when I found this spot, because I had to kayak along the Gulf side to get to this Bayou spot, I fished here for like an hour, caught some really nice redfish, but unfortunately then a really nasty storm came over the top of us and kind of pushed us out of here. We raced back to the launch as quick as possible. So today I launched much closer to this Bayou area, and we're gonna fish the oyster flats, the grass flats, the mangrove edges, and maybe some rocks, and if we're lucky, maybe figure out the fish, which would be redfish, snook, and or trout. And we've got some light tackle spinning setups and only artificial, so it should be interesting to see if we can successfully get on a bite today, and you guys are coming along for the ride, so stay tuned. Let's get into it. Let's try this little Yozuri top knock. I think it should work well for some redfish or snook and trout. We'll tie this little plug on with a loop knot so it has a lot of great side-to-side dog walking action. I just heard something big below up that way. Could have been just a pelican. There we go. Look at that perfect little loop knot. Nice and small. How cool would it be if we could get on a topwater bite? And the setup that I'm starting out with is the Salt Strong Fish Strong slot machine rod paired up with this Daiwa Procyon AL4000D. I've got 10-pound braid on here, and I have about a 4-foot, 5-foot, 20-pound fluorocarbon leader, and I also have 15 on board in case we encounter some really finicky fish. But I really love this setup, especially this rod. It's a really awesome light tackle inshore stick. And I love using it to catch pompano, juvenile snook, redfish, juvenile tarpon, and the list could go on, but it's really an awesome setup. And I'm hoping that if we're lucky, we'll find a few fish that we could fight on this today. And if you guys want to check this rod out, I'll put a link in the description. Right now I'm kind of on the edge of this channel that runs along these oystery mangrove islands, and the current's going from left to right now, and we have like 2 more hours left of this outgoing tide. And I'm hoping, if we're extremely lucky, that maybe we could find that 10% area where 90% of the fish are going to be concentrated once this tide drops all the way out, because then most of the area in this bayou or creek is probably going to be too shallow to hold most larger fish, so then they're going to have to be pushed into wherever there's the most water left. So we'll see what happens. I'm just going to start working out with this tide. We'll definitely hit all the little points and creek mouths that have good structure and some good current, and hopefully that'll be enough to find something. And I do have one general area in mind where I caught fish the last time I fished here, but I'm not sure if it's going to produce because that was a different time of year. That was in, I think, like September or October, maybe late August. You know, it was sometime around like late summer, early fall, and now it's the middle of winter, And I'm already noticing that the water is much clearer and cleaner than it is late summer, early fall. So that's gonna definitely play a role in what the fish are doing. Right over here, there's a pelican diving on some mullet, so there must be a lot of bait. Let's take a long launching cast over there. You never know, there could be some reds just circling around the school of mullet. Oh, there was a bite. Oh, he's on it still, he's on it. First bite, first real bite. That kind of sounded like a trout. We'll try it again. Can we get the skunk out of the way? Can we do it? Oh, another hit. Come on. Come on. They must be really tiny. Like, this isn't a big topwater and they're completely missing it. They're not getting the hooks. Oh, something's trying to eat this. Look at that. There he is. Oh, it's a ladyfish. What? All right, we'll take a couple more casts. If we get another ladyfish bite, then that's probably all that it is. That first bite though seemed bigger, like it was a trout. Well, I ran aground. We're gonna have to pull that up. And I don't know, try and go back the way I came, I guess, and go around that way. Ooh, look at all that bait right there. Wow, look at that. That was a big fish chasing the mullet. What's going on here? Oh, come on, I got weed right away. I don't know if that was a snook or a jack crevalle. That was a nice fish though, whatever that was. There was a whole school of bait that fish was hanging on, and then when I got close to him, the bait kind of panicked, and then that fish came in for a bite. Really nice little rip right here going around like this grassy flat. Airboat fishing charter. That thing has to spook some fish, that's for sure. So right here is like the little basin area, and then if you go up that way, there's a creek, and there's a little bit of current going right through this cut. Let's put the shallow water anchor down, and I want to try and work this area thoroughly. If there's any fish there, we should get a bite really quickly. I'm not seeing any redfish. Sad. Very sad. I want to just see a sign of something that, you know, then we could slow it down and try and catch. All right, no signs of life here. Kind of sad because it looks so good. Let's try one of these little shrimp lures. That should be good, if there's anything here. That airboat is kind of annoying. Jeez. I wouldn't want to be fishing on that thing. What do we got here? Oh, look at that. A lizardfish. First fish of the day. I got a redfish right there. Ah, and another nice fish right over there. Dang it. These fish are extremely spooky up in here. That was a nice redfish, and it looked like a snook on the other side of him, but it could have just been another red. At least I found some fish. They're definitely in this little basin area, but they're just extremely spooky. There's another nice fish cruising right there, but like, he knows I'm here. He's probably not going to hit. All right, I'm going to try letting the wind just push me through this cut here, and I'm just going to fan cast and see if we can get lucky. Oh, there's something decent. I'm not sure what I got here. It looks like it might be a red. Oh yeah, finally. Whew. I found one. I found one that I didn't spook and that would eat. Oh, she's a pretty one. Got her. She got wrapped up in the grass there a little bit. Look at this beautiful red right here. Phew! That's a pretty one. No spot on this side or the other side. Look at that beautiful tail. It's got like a little dark, like bluish color, and One of the reasons I really wanted to come back to this spot is because these reds are just so beautiful. Whew! That was awesome. That fish right there will make the day for me so far. I'll be happy if that's the only thing we catch. So cool. I got him on this little micro voodoo shrimp. So just to bring you all up to speed, I was back in that basin area where I was seeing fish, spooking them. I got the three lizard fish and that little cuda, and I was really ready to just quit while we were ahead and start fishing straight back to the launch, but I let the wind kind of push me through this cut here. So like the one side is there where there's like a little rock pile, and then there's that mangrove point right over there, and there's some grass in the middle, but it's kind of like open right in front and behind, and I casted right behind the grass that's out there in the middle, and that's where that red thumped it. So I put down the anchor. We'll just fan cast this whole cut, and maybe some more reds will start kind of funneling in and out of here. And it's a little after 11 a.m. now, and I think low tide was at around 10. So we might have kind of slackish water now, or it might start to come in. Hopefully it starts to come in rather quickly, and then we'll start to probably see or encounter a lot more fish that are coming through here to push further up into that basin area or the creeks that are way up there. So let's keep it going. All right, here we go. There's got to be another one, especially with how low this water is. All it's going to take is me to find out where they're kind of stacked up. Right over there, there's some fish doing something. Man, does it feel? It feels so good. Man, doesn't it feel so good when the right thump hits your lure? Especially here, because every cast I'm getting little pinfish and snappers and probably lizardfish trying to eat this thing, and they pack a punch for their little size, that's for sure. Fish on. Oh, we got a little mangrove. There's another fish. Oh yeah, that might be another red. All right, boys and girls, we're figuring something out here. Heck yeah. Redfish number 2. A smaller one, but a pretty one. So cool. And the tide is definitely coming in now. There's a rock behind me that I've been keeping an eye on, and it was out of the water. Now it's completely submerged. So that second one was probably like 20 minutes apart from the first one, and I would say we probably took like 3-4 dozen more casts. So I'll do the same again, and if we can keep catching fish without moving, I'll just stay here. But if we take another 2 to 4 dozen casts and nothing significant, then we'll definitely start moving around. Maybe we'll go to the other side there, or go up into that basin area and cast around in the same area where I was spooking those fish earlier. Maybe they'll turn on now. All right, no other bites or no other significant bites on the shrimp.
Hands down, this is one of my favorite shrimp lures to use, and we'll probably throw it back on, but let's try that split tail minnow. Look at that. There's no way some redfish, or even snook if we're lucky, won't hit this. This looks exactly like a little mullet, and there's so much mullet around. I think it's gonna work. It's working that we're not getting any weeds casting this weedless like this. All right, I'm not getting any other bites, so let's pull the anchor. Oh, there's another red. On the split tail minnow. That is what I'm talking about. Number 3 for me today. Sweet. Oh no, there was another one. Oh, I just spooked a nice red fish right out there.
So unfortunately, shortly after I saw this redfish, I caught this beautiful snook, and it was an epic bite and fight, but I accidentally deleted the video clip while I was exporting the footage.
Oh, just spotted a red cruising down that way. Let's see if he hits. Nope. I spooked him. All right, I made a slight move across this big flat to get to this other little mangrove island point that looks kind of similar to where I got that snook. There's a red right in front of me here. Oh yeah. Oh, what? What? He went to eat it, and he just didn't inhale it past the hook. Oh, that was so cool. That was like the perfect sight casting opportunity right there. He had it in his mouth and spit it in like the blink of an eye. That was, I thought we totally were gonna get that one. That was like an, you know, maybe a 20, 25 incher. And he was just cruising out this way, and I don't think he saw me because of the sun. And then I just pulled this right by him gingerly, and as soon as he saw it, he turned on it and he wanted it. But he spit it out really quick. All right, back on the move. There is a ton of bait right off this point. I could see it making little rings all over and jumping. This might be the next spot where we'll get something. I hope just to catch one more red before we get back to the ramp. There he is. No, he came off. Dang. That was definitely another redfish. Didn't get hooked. That was right along the mangroves. Maybe his buddy will hit too.
All right, Fishaholics. Well, we're heading back in. It's about 3 p.m. And what a way to start off the 2025 fishing season. We did not get skunked. We caught a few fish, lost a few fish. It wasn't as hot of a bite as I was hoping it would be, but hey, that is fishing, and I definitely learned a little bit more, and I can't wait to come back here and fish. It's a real peaceful place to fish, besides the occasional airboat zipping around. And I would normally fish until sunset, but my trim unit for my boat, or for my boat engine, is being worked on in Port Richey, but I got a call that the repair is done. So instead of paying the 50 bucks for them to mail it to me over the East Coast, I decided just to get out of here early and go and get that trim unit so I don't have to pay for the shipping. And I hope I can make it there before 4. I really gotta pack up quick once we get back. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next episode. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and that little bell notification so you know when I post future uploads. And again, Happy New Year, and like always, live to fish, fish to live.